Greetings, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. Today, I come at you with brand new hair that I'm like so excited about. I've not had this style for such a long time, and I'm very excited to be going back to my roots. There are not many things in the world that I think we can all unanimously agree upon, but I am pretty confident in saying something that we probably all do agree upon is that we love a good holiday. Or as the Americans say, vacation. It's nothing quite like being able to take time off and not have to work or be in your like normal life and step out of that into like a different reality and travel or do whatever and just spend your time however you would like to. There is nothing quite like that, and we all deserve more of it. And one way a lot of people like to spend their holidays is by going on a cruise. A lot of people really like cruises. This is something that I have to like hard disagree with. I love the ocean, but I hate boats. And the idea of being just like on a boat, unable to leave in the middle of the ocean for X amount of days, that sounds terrible. I don't want it. No, thank you. Because you have no idea who you are going to be on this boat with. And there is absolutely no possibility of you being able to leave. You are signing yourself up for X amount of days in the middle of the ocean with no escape with whoever else has paid a lot of money to be on that boat. And I don't want that. And today, I get to bring you a really good example of this happening. This is my advertisement for not going on cruises because you don't know who's gonna be there. And that is a cruise hosted by a company known as Right of Center Events, which is now an annual cruise for conservative gays and lesbians. So naturally, when I found out that this was a thing that happened recently and is now going to be an annual thing, I had to know more. I had to find out more about this LGB cruise, as they call it. So let's take a dive into everything about this cruise and what it looks like and what it will continue to look like and who went there, etc., etc. This cruise, as I said, is an annual event now. They did the first one in April, so quite recently, and have since announced the second one, which will be taking place in a year. You can already buy tickets, which is wild. That feels like really, really in advance, but they're already selling tickets for the next one. And the purpose of it, obviously, is to gather a group of like-minded gay people. They don't use the word queer. They don't like it. It's too modern. They all exclusively use the word gay. So it is the purpose of all the conservative gays coming together to like share in their like-mindedness and what it's like to be a normal gay in 2026. The cruise is organized and run by the company known as Right of Center Events, whose website describes them as making vacations great again. So, when they're organizing an event, you want to stay as far away as possible, right? It's kind of what we want to do, yeah? And then they go on their website to tell you why you should choose to travel with them. This is the only thing on their website, by the way. It's just this, which is why travel with Right of Center. Focusing on a quality experience, Right of Center Events is all about the details, ensuring that every traveler is prepared and informed about their next adventure with us. Our team is well-traveled, looking for new and exciting places to explore. Break free and be social again. There will be plenty of awesome guys and gals to make everlasting friendships with from all over this incredible country. The cabin on our second annual event are first come, first served. So don't wait, it's going to be one for the record book. There are so many things that are really funny about just this. Firstly, why is quality, in quotes, are we... We're focusing on a quality trip. Is it not quality? Why are you... Why is that in quotes? Do you understand the purpose of quotes? Because like putting it there makes it seem like you're lying about it being quality. You're being like, this is not quality. We're telling you it's quality, but it isn't. Not the best of marketing things to be putting on your website. Just thought I would let you know. And then secondly, the funniest part about this entire introduction is that there is no further information about anything. It's so funny because this says here, right? Like, Right of Center Events is all about the details, ensuring that every traveler is prepared and informed about their next adventure with us. That is what it says. One of the only things that it says. But there is no information. There is literally no information. On this website, it is just this page, and then you click on the checkout events, and it just takes you to the place to buy tickets for the next cruise, with no further details. None. There are no details about this cruise anywhere. Like, you expect when you've got a whole website that is dedicated to booking going on a cruise, they would tell you what to expect on the cruise. You would think they would be like a gallery for photos or videos of the cruise that just took place. You would think they would have like reviews and people sharing their feedback. You think they would be literally anything, but there's not. There is nothing. There's nothing on this website. I had to go to their Instagram account and their Facebook account and scroll through everything they've posted since announcing this cruise to now. And they tell you next to nothing. They did such a terrible job of marketing this. It's impressive. Honestly, it's just their only marketing was to get the influencers who are going on this cruise, such as the wonderful Ariel Scarcella, right? Because of course she was the head of this advertising, was just her. And then like 3 other conservative gay influencers that you've probably never heard of, that I had never heard of. The only thing that was ever really posted about this cruise was them just posting videos being like, there's gonna be a cruise for conservative gays, and if you don't have a ticket yet, you should go buy it.
Why have you not signed up to go on the gay and lesbian conservative cruise yet? I'm going to be there. There's a bunch of other content creators that are going to be there. And I know you guys, I mean, I live in Florida for half the year, for 6 months. So I'm about to go in the pool now. I'm on vacation for 6 months of the year. But the rest of you are freezing your asses off in the cold. So I'm assuming that you're going to want to go on this cruise with me in April. Link in my bio, or go to rightofcenterevents.com. There's only 19 cabins left, 19. Use your Christmas money. Do it now.
Nothing else. No further information. It was literally just, there is a cruise. Spend $970. That was the whole thing. There's no further information about what to expect on this cruise. I just feel as though that is not very good advertising. It's really shockingly bad advertising. So this is like a group event happening on like a mainstream cruise. So that is what is taking place here. They booked out about 1/3 of the cruise ship for their little Republican gay MAGA queer party. They booked up 1/3 of the cruise for that. So you'd think at the very least, they would at least tell you the things about what to expect on this cruise. They did link a YouTube video to a tour of the boat, but I feel like that's so low effort. I think that when you're telling people about the cruise, you should also be posting that. You should probably on your website list the amenities and list the activities or anything else. Post about it, talk about it. Don't just put like an outside link that you have to go through like multiple things to get to. What are you doing? It's not even that difficult to do. You've told us nothing about what this cruise is. Really, the only marketing thing they posted leading up to this, other than a couple of the influencers posting single TikToks or reels being like, I'm going, you should go, was this one video. They posted this one video to Facebook.
I am so excited for this event that's coming up April of 2026. It's a gay and lesbian conservative cruise. And I gotta tell you, when they reached out to me and asked me if I would speak, I didn't even have to think about it. I immediately said yes, because
thanks to right. I just need to pause there immediately because I think it's so funny that they cut him off. It's just so funny that they cut him off. The one promotional piece they upload and they don't even tell you why. He's like, as soon as I heard about this, I had to say yes because, no, you're not allowed to give a reason. Why are you telling the people why they should say yes to this cruise? We're advertising the cruise here. Don't tell them why they should come. What? That is the worst decision I have ever seen in my life when it comes to marketing. What are you doing? Just cutting him off for the reasons why you should go on the cruise? How is that going to make me want to go? Okay, sure.
To Right of Center events, we are embarking on a 5-night, 6-day journey from Florida to the Bahamas on Celebrity Summit Cruise. And we are all inclusive. That means all types of people are invited. You don't have to be gay to play.
Except trans people. Trans people are not invited. All types of people, but not trans people. That she didn't say that, but that is what she means.
I only posted one video about this before on my Instagram, and already 1/3 of the cabins on the ship have been filled up. So literally get to it.
Yeah, guys, Ariel Scarcella said you should go. So that means you have to go. You don't need to know why. You just need to know that she told you. But remember that conservatives and Republicans are not the sheep. They're not the people in the cult. They're not the people who just do what people tell them to do. They are the people who think. They get all of the answers before they make decisions. They don't just follow what people tell them to do, unlike the left. Those blue-haired liberals and leftists, they just follow people like sheep. They just do what they're told. Conservatives don't, though. That's why, to get them to go on a cruise, you give them no information and just say, go because I said so. And it works, because free thinkers.
There's going to be panels, there's going to be discussions, there's going to be a lot of fun, there's going to be networking, there's going to be everything that the gay and lesbian conservative space needs. I know that we love to talk our stuff online, but it is time for us to come together IRL in real life again. Go to rightofcenterevents.com.
I love that he also gave absolutely nothing. Bro, you said the same thing 4 times. There is going to be discussions. There is going to be panels. There is going to be talk. That's one thing. That's one thing. And then fun. That is one thing. The only information you've given us about what is happening on this cruise is there's talking. People are going to talk. And that's what there is. And we're going to meet up IRL in real life. You don't need to say both of those things. So yeah, what did we learn from that? Nothing. The only thing we took away from the reasons you should go on this cruise is that there will be influences you've never heard of and talks and networking. Because what else would you want on a cruise? How else would you want to spend your holiday if not on a boat listening to people talk for $970 for the low price? You too can listen to Ariel Scarcella talk at sea for $970. You've not sold me on anything. You've not told me anything. At the very least, even if you as a group are not organizing alternative events, even if the rest of the shit that's happening on the ship is not like yours and it's not like right of center run games and entertainment, at least tell me what it is. At least tell me what I can expect on the ship that isn't just, I will be there and I say, you should go. Give me more information, okay? Because I am actually a free thinker who is not going to just do it because you told me to. I want to know. I want to know what I'm spending $970 on, because I could just go to a convention center and hear you talk. So I am sure you noticed, as I pointed out during that they did say that everyone could go. It's not just for gays. Everyone is invited except for trans people. That was in the subtext. And they're just calling it the gay and lesbian conservatives. Like, they're calling it that, but it's not exclusively for gays and lesbians. And they make sure you know that. They sat down and they did explicitly say this because, obviously, unlike us alphabet mafia, as they like to call us, who make being gay our identity, they don't do that. They're not like that. They're normal. So when they say that it's a gay gathering, people are like, I thought you didn't want to put yourself in boxes. So they addressed this. Don't worry, everyone. I know you were worried. This is what they had to say about that.
Some people are saying, well, you're putting yourself in a box, you're dividing yourself more. Why call it the gay conservative cruise? Well, because for us normal gays, we don't like the radical on each side. So this was our way of coming on the boat with like-minded people. You know, we just so happen to be gay.
It's just like, it literally doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because they're just hypocrites, basically, right? We all know this. Their whole entire thing is that they're hypocrites. I just love being like, us normal gays, we don't make being gay our whole identity. So like non-gay people are allowed to exist around us. Obviously, we just needed to advertise the fact that it was going to be for gays so that we could find more gay people because we have more in common and you just like want to hang out with like-minded people. So like when you're a gay conservative, you want to hang out with other gay conservatives because you get it. You understand each other. Yeah. How is that any different to what we do? I'm so confused. What, you cannot have every side. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. You could not have every single side and just change it for when it suits you. I'm so baffled by why you think this is different, and the hypocrisy is astounding. You clearly understand the desire to hang out with other queer people and also acknowledge that it is an important part of your identity and it helps inform like who you are and how you connect with people. So like, what the fuck? Not to mention, it's just really funny to refer to themselves as like normal gays, and using that as having a superiority complex, right? Which is supposedly why they hate the rest of us, because they think that we make being queer a core of our identities and then it makes us better, and they don't like that, so they've gone and called themselves normal and act as though they are better. So the hypocrisy, it comes in many layers and it exists everywhere. They are just literal walking balls of hypocrisy. And it would be really funny if it wasn't so frustrating. On the topic of normal gays, Rob Smith, who is also like the only person of color on this entire cruise, made a few TikToks and reels about this. He's one of the only people to post about this, and he made a video talking about 3 things he learned on this cruise.
I'm on the first ever gay and lesbian conservative cruise. Here are 3 things that I learned about the gay conservative movement. Number 1 is that it's actually a very diverse movement. You've got the people that will wear t-shirts that says like Hillary for Prison 2016. They'll wear Trump 45, 47 hats. They'll wear MAGA hats. Like they're super into like the online MAGA thing. But also you have people that are just chill Republican conservatives, make money, don't want to pay taxes. You know, they voted for Trump, but they're not like super into all of that MAGA stuff. So, you know, it's a very diverse group of people.
Nothing about what you just said was diverse even a little bit. You did not describe diversity at all. But like, obviously he can't describe diversity because he's like the one of like 3 black people in this entire cruise. Look at some of the photos they've posted. There are not very many photos that exist, but like, try to find any people of color. You cannot, because they weren't there, because this is all just cis white people. So he can't talk about the diversity in terms of like cultural or ethnic diversity at all, obviously. But no, that didn't exist. So political diversity amongst the conservatives, and it's just whether they wear a MAGA hat or not. That's not diversity, bro. It's not diversity at all. You actually gave one big commonality, and that is that you all commit tax fraud. There's no diversity. It's just a group of white gay people who don't want to pay taxes, and that's it. That's it. This is the thing with these conservative queer people, is they're like, my politics aren't informed by my sexuality. It doesn't matter about like my legal rights as a gay person. I just want money. I want to keep all my money in my pocket, and I don't want to give it to anyone else because fuck everyone else. If you are struggling, I don't give a fuck. This is my money. I don't want to help you. Not diverse. What's the second thing that he learned?
The second thing that I learned is that gay conservatives blend within just basically mainstream straight world probably better than a lot of the Alphabet Mafia does. This is not the entire boat. We've got about a third of this boat, so there are straight men and women and kids and all that stuff, and everybody is just kind of like, you know, coexisting and getting along perfectly fine. So
this is fucking hilarious. This is like, it's so funny because all this TikTok is doing is showing me that there was nothing. This cruise was nothing. Because Hey, man, I don't know if you're aware of this, but we exist in the world every day. I'm so confused as to how this man is straight up here. Like, when I was on this cruise as a conservative gay man and with other conservative gay people, I realized that, like, gay people can blend in with straight people. You didn't know that before? You've never... What? Am I not, like, out there existing in the world around straight people all the time? Like, do I stand out? Yes. But that's because I dress like this, and I know that's what you're getting at, but there are also a lot of queer people on the left that do not, that do not dress like this. And there are straight people that do dress like this. Like, everyone is different. We are all unique. And there are a lot of straight people who are leftists and who greatly disagree with your morals and your politics, and you might, like, blend in with them by, like, dressing in a very basic way, but that doesn't mean they like you. And, like, I can be civil with you and fucking despise you. Like, those two things can exist. But just in case you weren't aware, we are living in the world with straight people every day. Straight people don't only exist on cruise ships. Not to mention also, I went on a massive deep dive about this. I got real stuck into this, but this boat, right? Being here and being like, we blended in with all the straight people because it's not just us. We're a third of the boat and the rest of the boat is straight people. And I just think it's really funny to assume that everyone else on the boat is straight. Firstly, you're telling me that you've never interacted with a straight person before because you didn't know that you could blend in with them. And then you're telling me that the only gay people on the boat are the people in your group and no one else on that ship is gay. That's not true. So I did a little bit of deep diving into this particular cruise company, and I found out that this cruise company, Celebrity Cruises, is known as the most LGBTQ plus inclusive mainstream cruise company in the world. So if you are queer and you are looking to go on a mainstream cruise, so a cruise that is not specifically like a gay cruise, this is the one they tell you to go on, because on the first night of every cruise they do, they have an LGBTQ plus welcome party. When they don't have queer groups, they do a queer welcome party. They have queer activities every day. They do queer meet and greets and like speed dating type stuff every day. They have queer events. They pride themselves on diversity amongst their staff and like about fostering inclusivity and making people feel safe and welcome on their ship. So there were definitely gay people on this boat. They were most definitely other queer people on this boat. And I feel so fucking bad for them because imagine trying to find a cruise that you want to go on where you're going to be able to hang out with other queer people and make friends and like go to gay events, but it's still like just a mainstream cruise, right? And you show up and you get 300 fucking people in MAGA hats. I would see, this is why I don't go on cruises. I would jump overboard and try to swim to shore. Like, I don't want to be there anymore. This led me to like so many questions about how this took place of like, there is this company that prides itself on its inclusivity who do like pride events every year. They have a pride cruise in June. They do gay marriages. They like openly talk about how important diversity is. And yet they hosted this group who are vocally very, very transphobic. And so it led me to a lot of questions of, firstly, obviously I don't think you can say no to people because of their political beliefs. So if someone's like, I want to host a political event, like I want to host this conservative meetup or whatever, then I don't think you can say no, technically, right? I don't really know how the diversity laws work, but I understand that people are going to say yes. I also understand that there is a lot of pinkwashing and stuff that exists when people talk about diversity and inclusion. But finding this out make me think about the fact that maybe that is why there's not very much posted online about this. There are not very many clips of this cruise happening. There is not very much information about this group. There is not very much talking about what these talks and things are going to be about, because if they are actively showcasing that they are talking about hateful shit and they are actively being like transphobic on board this ship where that is against their policies, they might not be able to come back. So part of me thinks that that's possibly the reason why there's not that much post about it, because they had to be a little bit hush-hush in order to be able to do it again. And so they're keeping all their transphobic bullshit to the private conference rooms. But either way, I feel so bad for anyone who is like on this boat, especially queer people who are on this boat, because I would be so pissed off. And I hope that Celebrity Cruises don't know that this is what was happening and they didn't just allow this hateful group of people to gather and say hateful shit, but who knows? Maybe they do. Maybe they are aware. Anyway, that's my little fun fact that I found out about this company. I spent so long looking into it yesterday and I was like, this is so interesting. There's so many layers. And it also made me question of like, they chose this cruise company on purpose, right? So for one of two ways. The first reason that they chose this company, maybe because they were looking for queer-friendly cruise companies, because they knew they would be welcome and they'd feel safer on board a ship where like being queer is like accepted and celebrated. So they chose it for that reason, very much aware of the fact that that shit matters, even though they are vocally against diversity and like diversity hiring and stuff. They know that it matters and take advantage of it. And or they wanted to choose a place where they were going to be other queer people so they could actively make them uncomfortable, which also wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, they chose the queer-friendly cruise company to host this, and there are multiple reasons why they might have done that, but it makes it really funny to stand there and be like, we blended in with straight people, when you're on like the gayest mainstream cruise there is. So anyway, point 3. What is the final thing that he learned on this cruise?
And number 3, honestly, it's just gay conservatives are so much more normal than the alphabet mafia. I mean, look, people want to have their cocktails, party, have a little bit of fun, but it's not crazy. There's not puppy masks and, 100 genders and all of that stuff. So a gay conservative cruise is really just for the normal gays.
That was the same as point 2. So basically you learned nothing. Also, just because it's not happening right in front of you doesn't mean that it's not happening. I don't know if you're aware of this, but conservatives have kinks. There are absolutely, most definitely would have been people who are into puppy play in your group. They just weren't doing it out on the main deck. Just like typically people aren't doing that in public anyway. It's specifically like, yeah, there are specific events and things where it happens, but it's not a like casual day-to-day affair that is taking place. Also, it's not even just gay people that do that. That is not a political stance. That is not a sexual orientation thing. There are straight people who are into kink. There are conservatives who are into kink. Kink is beloved by everyone. Right? Well, not everyone individual, but everyone, every group. Yeah. I just thought that we would get that out of the way. There was most definitely a lot of shenanigans that were happening right underneath your nose, whether you choose to acknowledge it or not. There was definitely some shit that was happening, because that's what's gonna happen when you get together a bunch of conservative, middle-aged gay men, right? We've all seen what happens at these conservative conventions and how Grindr goes absolutely off the rails, even when they're the men who claim to be straight. Imagine what it's like when it's the ones who are openly gay. Don't act like shit wasn't happening, right? You just weren't invited because they're racist. So, as established about what was taking place on this cruise, the only information we got was that there were going to be talks and networking and panels, which are the same thing, kinda. And I thought that maybe they would at least post a little bit of this, right? I thought that maybe the influencers would post clips of this. Nope. There was one clip. There was one clip posted of a talk that took place on this ship, and it's posted to Ariel Scarcella's Instagram highlights reel. And there's one clip. It's a minute snippet. But we're gonna watch it because they've not given us much else to watch.
There are so many different types. I mean, there's a lot of white gay guys, I'm not gonna lie. But besides that, there's people from all over the country, different walks of life, different upbringings, and yet nobody's talking about that, which is what I love, because we're here for a different reason, right? We're here because we all have the same values and morals, which is what it should be about. And on that note, it's important to know, I think you were the one that said this, there's a lot of people that are just coming out as conservatives or right-leaning like myself. Can we have a show of hands? if anyone's coming out for the first time, or if anyone's like borderline coming out as a gay conservative, there's a few people in there. And also I like the fact that this logo has a circle, because I think it can be a very tight-knit community, but let's not forget the people that we still can bring over to.
I firstly really love that this room doesn't have chairs and everyone's just like standing. That's really funny. Also, once again, the hypocrisy. It's so fucking funny. Their entire thing is how they're better than us because their sexuality doesn't inform their politics. Their greediness does. They don't give a fuck how their rights are impacted as long as they get to keep their money. And yet, they are here making being a gay conservative their literal entire personality in ways that we never do. Coming in and being like, doing the opposite of what they're saying is so funny. Being like, there are people here from all over the country and from different walks of life. But we don't ask about it. We don't talk about it. We don't acknowledge it because that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how we're different. It only matters how we're the same. And it's so funny because that is like our point, right? It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. We are all just people and we have these things in common and that is great. However, it's also important to acknowledge people's individuality. I'm not asking where someone comes from as a way to like judge them, put them in a different box. I'm not going up to someone who's from a different place and go like, oh, we're different in this way, so I'm going to treat you differently because this is how, which is what she's implying, I think. I ask people where they're from and for their background and like their upbringing because that's important. Not to me as to how to judge them, but because that makes them who they are as a person, and people's individuality is really important. I want to know a person, and where they're from is how I get to know a person. That's important to who they are. You can't just be here being like, unlike them, I don't make being a gay conservative my entire personality. That's why I am here with all of you gay conservatives, where we will talk about nothing other than how we are all gay conservatives. We're not going to talk about anything about our individual lives. We're not going to share anything about ourselves, only that we are all gay conservatives, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. I don't give a fuck about who you are. We are all gay conservatives. And that's the entire thing that matters. That's the core of who I am, but I don't make it my entire personality. It's just the only thing I will share about myself and the only thing I want you to share with me. But it's not everything. Carl, being disinterested in where people are from and their backgrounds is not a flex. That is just you not giving a fuck about people. And you come in and call us a cult. She does. She has many times called leftists cult, and yet is in this position of making everyone the same and putting them all in one box and being like, we all believe in the same thing. And we're not going to talk about any individual experiences. What we're going to do is we're all going to come together and talk about how we're the exact same and then try to get more people to join us in being the exact same. And they don't even see it. They don't even say it. What are you even talking about if you're not talking about these things? If you're not talking about what makes you individuals, literally what do your conversations look like? What are these relationships? If you are like talking about how it's good, you don't talk about how you're different. You don't want to acknowledge your differences. So what? What do you talk about? As well as hypocritical and hollow political talks in rooms with no chairs, they uploaded a couple of other things. More specifically, they uploaded like one other TikTok that sort of shares their political beliefs and another way in which they just do not understand anything. And they literally are like the most frustrating people ever because they don't get it. And I can't tell with these people if they are being like willfully ignorant or if they're just truly like they truly just like do not understand what's going on at all and don't listen to anything anyone says, or if they're just choosing to ignore it. I can't decide which one it is. Maybe it's both. I don't know, but they uploaded this reel.
Hey guys, by the way, in case you didn't know, there are quite a few women out there who dress like guys, except they're tomboys, not trans. Are you a tomboy?
I am very much a tomboy.
You know what's crazy is I got a lot of them over here too. Are you a tomboy?
Tomboy for life.
There you go.
Always been.
Yeah? Tomboy?
My whole life.
Tomboy?
Absolutely.
Are you trans?
No, I ain't trans.
Tomboys, not trans.
Like, I'm just I'm confused as to where they live. I'm confused as to what rock they live under. I don't understand where they're coming from. Like, content like this sort of shit is deliberately being made as a fuck you to us for like erasing tomboys and for saying that, you know, if girls show that they are interested in boys things or like looking more like a boy, then it means they have to be trans. And that's what they're saying that we do. And they're like, no, some people are just tomboys. Being trans isn't real. You just need to stop telling tomboys that they're actually boys, because that's not what's happening. You are actually the problem here. You are the reason that this has become such a thing. We don't typically use the word tomboy anymore. I haven't seen anyone use the word tomboy since I was a kid. Usually people say mask or butch, right? Because as you said throughout this video, that you're not a boy, you're not trans, you are a woman. So why tomboy, right? Like, because you dress in a more masculine way, because you are butch, doesn't make you not a woman, not a girl. So why would I call you, like, say that you're trying to be a boy? You're not. You're a woman. You just dress more masculine. So I'm not going to use the word boy to describe you. If you want me to, that's fine, but I'm confused about it in the context of your argument. But also, you were accused of being trans because of other transphobes. Right? Like, yeah, butch women exist. Butch lesbians exist. There are women who look masculine, who choose to dress and appear more masculine, but are women. Correct. True. We've never said that that isn't true. And yeah, okay, there are now a lot of like mask women who are going into like women's changing rooms and things and being told to leave because they're being accused of being men in the women's restroom. They are being accused of being trans and like sneaking into the women's room. Like, it is the transphobia that is leading to mask women being made to be unsafe and unwelcome in women's spaces. What's your point? Who are you making this for? Other conservatives, right? It's the conservatives that you need to make this for, not us. Yeah, okay. I hope this helps. That actually brings us to the end of all of the content that was posted. Believe it or not, that is literally all that we got. Except for a highlights reel. The only thing remaining that we have not watched is a highlights reel. That is how little they gave about this cruise. So let's have a little watch of this highlight reel. Are you ready to party with hundreds of gay and lesbian conservatives, their friends and families? Meeting like-minded friends over a photo of 4 middle-aged white men that all look pretty much exactly the same. It's literally just videos of white people. That's literally all we're getting. With some reviews now coming in. Never thought a cruise could be this fun. More white people sitting on boats. Favorite cruise ever. More white people standing up and waving at a camera. Right of center is right on. International speakers and seminars. Wow, finally an event. This review just says 10 out of 10. A+ event. Can't wait until next year. And that's it. So yeah, the advertisement for it, the trailer for it, for the highlights is literally, it is just nothing. There are talks and seminars and excursions, and you meet other white cis gay people. There's like three people of color in that entire video. That was like 300 people. And I love the reviews just being like, you know what's gonna get people to go? 10 out of 10. A+ event. Can't wait till next year. You've not given me anything to work with. Those are such boring reviews. You can't even come up with good words. You can't even say anything like spectacular. Like, that's a very simple word, but that's like way better than just A+ event. This is not like a test. This is not like a high school assignment. I'm not spending $970 because someone said 10 out of 10. You gotta give me more than that, man. At least use a good word. Just, if you're gonna give me one word, give me a good one. And like, I understand, again, if maybe the events organized weren't your own, but you should really tell me about the ship's amenities. Don't just show me photos of white people standing around. Like, show me photos of you, like, I don't know, playing volleyball, or like swimming, or like playing bingo. I don't know. Show me photos of the food. What did you eat? Well, like, I would love to see the food. If I'm going on a cruise, I want to know what the fuck I'm eating. Show me the food. Show me you doing activities and like having fun and not just sitting in a room and listening to people talk, or like being on like standing up on a boat, you know? Like, if I'm spending $970, I want to be doing more than that. Otherwise, I could just go to a convention center and then fly to the Bahamas, and it would be cheaper and less miserable. It's also just like really funny to me because obviously these people's whole thing is that they don't want being queer to be their entire identity, and so they've made it a whole separate thing for it to be their whole identities. But it's so funny because like there already are queer events that exist, right? Like, there are queer cruises that do already happen, and they are the ones who are here being like, we're not included. We don't have any events for us. Most of the queer cruises and events that are happening are not like specifically like leftist gay cruise or like liberal gay cruise. They are just like gay events. You are invited. You are the one who is excluding yourself. You don't like gay culture. So like, that's fine if that's something you're not into, but don't act as though that's our problem. You're the one who doesn't want to go. You are invited. You just don't want to be there. You don't like it, and you think you're better than it, so you separate yourself from it. That doesn't mean you aren't invited. You can't sit here and be like, we're not exclusionist. We invite everyone. You are literally invited in other gay places. You choose not to go. Yeah, and on the other like gay cruises and other like big gay events like this, like sure, there is gonna be a lot of like progressive gay people, but I am so sure that there will be a good handful of conservative gays that are in these spaces as well. And they're not like political events either, right? You can have those events that aren't political as well, which it's fascinating considering you are trying to tell me that your politics and your queerness are not related, and yet you refuse to go to gay events because of your politics, and so have to create a specifically political gay event. So you don't like the non-political gay events because it's not your politics. So you create a political gay event because you aren't political and gay? Doesn't add up. Doesn't add up. Nothing these people say makes any sense. Anyway, this has been making I am better than other people because I don't make being gay my personality, the cruise. So, you know, we're in a cult. Not them, obviously. They hate individuality and they just want everyone to be exactly the same because differences make us different, and we don't want that. The only thing we need to have in common is being gay and committing tax fraud. And what better place to do that than at sea? Right? Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this has been their cruise. Apparently they're doing one in Europe in a couple of months, but I'm confused by it because they've not posted about it anywhere, because why would they have? On their website, it lists like a Europe cruise, but you can't click on it, and no one's posted about it anywhere. So I don't know if that's actually a thing or if someone fucked up on the website and the only second thing there other than the booking for next year is a cruise that doesn't actually even exist. But we'll see. If something happens in Europe, I'll have to have a look at it, see if they get any different people, because red MAGA hats aren't a thing here. So curious if it's going to be European gay conservatives or if the MAGA gays are gonna be all flocking over here. So I'll update you if anything comes of that. Otherwise, I'll see you next year. But if you want to see me before next year, when I look at year 2 of this event, please don't forget to hit subscribe. If you've enjoyed this video, I would love to see you again. I post videos a lot like it all the time. 2 times a week. In fact, I am uploading and talking to you all, and I love doing it, and I would love to be able to keep doing it. So if you subscribe, you enable me to keep being able to do this. So thank you. A huge thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons. Eden, Amelia, Rain Remaining, Mossy Moose, Bingo Bango, Who Ate My Mango, Kyarum, Bug Loves Cats, Kojo, The Beebs, Tess, Bree, Chastity, Beckett, Prismatic Petey, Sushi Kawaii, Phil the Duck, River, Queen Glimmer, Ella, Mr. Noodle, Radsack, Knitting Menace, Chris, Ellie, Ikazel, Alexis, and Nevea. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah.